Hey guys, what's going on? I'm back with another video. How's everybody doing? So, this is a sad day. It really is. This is the last football picks video of the year. Last one until next season, so until September, unfortunately. So, to those of you who have followed along, my fellow football fans, it's a lot of F's, a lot of alliteration there. Thanks for watching. This is, unfortunately, it's the last week of the year. Super Bowl Sunday is on Sunday, and next week there'll be no more football. It's a sad day, really, when that happens. It's because, you know what it is you get used to, like, every Sunday, okay, we've got this game, so I'm going to watch this game and record that game. Like, it's a habit. You get used to putting it on, and now this is it, Super Bowl Sunday, and then it's the end of the 2018 season. So this is it. So thanks to everybody that's tagged along for these videos this season. Definitely appreciate it. And this is it. So it's always sad when football season ends. It's sad when any sports season ends. When football season, like football there's just something more to it. It's not like any other sport where it's just okay, you know, there's, you know, like it feels like there's a bazillion games and, you know, all that. It's like, you know, baseball, I'm not too sure about like how soccer works. I assume there'd be more games than in football, but, you know, football, there's only, you know, there's 16 games, and if you're good, you know, there might be up to 19 if you go to the Super Bowl. So you gotta enjoy it, because unfortunately it's over. I mean, I remember now, you know, like this whole season saying like, oh, we're halfway through the season, and, you know, so on and so forth. Now it's over. This is it. This is the last one of the year. So thanks to, you know, those of you who have tagged along. Definitely appreciate it. Love you. Mean it. But anyways, this is the last one. So Super Bowl Sunday, the Los Angeles Rams and the New England Patriots. I went in alphabetical order there. LM, yeah, okay. I just don't want to like say one first. I don't want to, you know, show bias like the refs in the Rams game. Good God, Rams and the Saints. I could go on for an hour about that. I mean, first of all, the first thing I'm going to say about the Super Bowl, this should be the Saints and the Patriots, not the Rams, but the Saints. The Saints got robbed. All right. Now, there's a lot of things you can say about this. It really, you know, what I would say is this. There were 3 penalties on that play that they didn't call in the NFC Championship game. 3 penalties on that one play on Roby Coleman. One guy commits the penalties 3 ways. 3 on one play, and they called none of them. The first one, pass interference, he, you know, lights the guy up before the ball even gets there. 1. 2, he's completely got his back to the quarterback, to the ball. He's not playing the ball. He's playing the man. He takes out the man. He doesn't make an effort to go for the ball. He's defending the man and not the ball, 2. And 3, helmet to helmet. Like, and he got fined for it, too. So it's like, of course the league can give him the fine and take the money. Like, that's all they always got to make sure that works, right? That's always where it begins and ends with these leagues. But, you know, if we want to, you know, get the call right, we want to, you know, challenge the call. Oh, you can't do that, but, you know, it's a nice, you know, $30,000 fine or whatever it was. They got to make sure they get the money. That one always seems to work for them. And they don't call any of those penalties, and there's 2 referees standing right there looking right at it. And neither one gets called. And the Saints, you know, they have to settle for a field goal. The Rams come down, they score a field goal. They kick a field goal, score. Go to overtime. The Rams win. The Saints, at that moment, they were right in front of the end zone. Touchdown. You know, they were, you know, the touchdown would have won the game, because then the Rams would have had to come and got a touchdown. They might have even been out of it at that point. Actually, no, a touchdown would have put them in touchdown head, because I believe the game was tied at that point. But I mean, yeah, the Saints got robbed. The Saints should be in the Super Bowl. However, there's some things I'm going to say. As far as that non-call is concerned, the league's 100% wrong. Referee's 100% wrong. Absolutely should have been called. I'm pretty sure the league's acknowledged that informally through the statement the teams made, that the league apologized to the team, told them it should have been called. As far as that call is concerned, absolutely should have been called. People are saying, can she be able to challenge pass interference? I know it's controversial because people don't want more challenges. I actually think you should be able to, and this is the way I would have it work. You should be able to have 1 challenge per game of a pass interference, or of a penalty. You should be able to challenge 1 penalty game, and if you challenge it and you're successful, then you get another one. So it's like the same as, you know, regular challenges for, you know, possession and, you know, yardage and things like that. You know, fumbles, turnovers, whatever. You know, so so one time a game, you got 1 chance. If there's 1 really important call that you really think they messed up, you got one challenge. And if you get it right, then, you know, we'll give you the challenge back. And if not, it's a timeout, just like the same as the other challenges. But you should have the opportunity that in a key situation, you need to be able to challenge that. I mean, you can't have that. That cannot be a thing where, you know, the play of your season, NFC Championship game, he catches it, you're going to win the game. Because then you can run out the clock and, you know, score whatever. Touchdown, run out the clock, kick, you know, whatever you want to do, you're going to win the game. Okay? You're going to win the game. You can't have that. You can't have the defensive back come in, blow up the receiver before the ball's even, you know, the ball's still in the air. Like, it wasn't even close. Blow him up before the ball gets there. Helmet to helmet, mind you. And pass interference on the fact he was playing the ball and not the man, and, you know, whatever that, you know, screwed up rule is. Or you're complicated, I guess I should say. They don't call it, and you lose the game. Like, that can't be a thing. However, I said however. So, as far as that call is concerned, that's what I think about that. Terrible. Should be able to challenge it. Shouldn't happen. Saints should be in the Super Bowl. Agree. However, it's not like the Saints... It's not like that was, like, their one possession, like, in, like, overtime, and if they didn't get it, the game was over. That's not what happened. If you rewind a little bit before that play, they throw the ball down the right sideline. Huge completion, which I was like falling out of my chair when I saw it. And I spit my coffee out, and I wasn't drinking any coffee when I saw it. It was unbelievable. that throw down the side, the guy was like almost triple covered a little bit. He was like in and out. I mean, that was crazy. And so I, like I'm sure every other fan, saw that completion and thought, okay, well, Saints are winning this one because now they just flip field position. They're down the other end, they'll get the touchdown, they'll run the ball, they'll keep possession, they'll run out the clock, and they'll kick, and they'll win, or they'll get the touchdown. They got this. They're in the driver's seat, right? It's their game to lose, and that's what happened. Not really all their fault, but they come down there. And all they have to do is run out the clock and kick the field goal or score a touchdown. All they have to do is just take care of the ball and not give it back to the Rams with time on the clock. That's all they have to do. They're going to win the game. What do? They throw they throw the ball. Why would you throw the ball in that scenario? I remember sitting there like yelling at the TV. Why would you throw the ball at the end of the NFC? Why did they do that? Because there's two things. The two worst things that can happen there. The first worst thing that happens is a pick six and you lose. Second worst thing is an interception. Third worst thing is a catch and a fumble recovered by the defense. But the fourth worst thing, which is actually just as bad because in effect the same thing happened. It's incomplete. It's incomplete. You waste it down and take no time off the clock. Why did they throw the ball? And it's not even like, I understand the Saints have great receivers and everything. It's not like they even threw it to the end zone either. It's not like, okay, we're going to get a touchdown, we're going to ice the game, that's it. No, it was like an in cut that had he caught it would have been like 3 yards. What? Run the damn ball. Run the ball. What do you do? Even if it gets stuffed, the clock's ticking. What are you doing? So it's incomplete. Wasted down. No time comes off the clock. They end up having to settle for the field goal. They kick the field goal. Rams get the ball back with enough time to come down and kick a field goal to tie the game. Go to overtime. Had that, and actually let me rewind a little bit because I forgot the whole thing I was ranting about. You know, before they have to kick the field goal, so there's the incompletion. Then the terrible play. The terrible, as Charles Barkley would say, terrible play. Where they don't call pass because then because they had all these opportunities. Saints had opportunities coming out of the wazoo, right? So they throw the ball, incomplete, right? And then you got the third down, I believe it was. You know the terrible non-call. If he caught that first down, ball game. Okay. Then you get the non-call, and they end up having to settle for the field goal, kick the field goal. Rams come down inside the game, goes to overtime. Saints get the ball. Saints win the toss. Saints get the ball. They get the ball, and Drew Brees throws the worst pick I've ever seen. I watch a lot of football, okay, as you can probably tell. I've seen some bad picks. I've seen picks where it's like the guy's throwing in a triple, like just complete, just boneheaded throw. Like I've seen bad picks. Drew Brees' pick in the NFC Championship game. I mean, I understand they got robbed on the call. dude, you got MVP. You know, they're going to be MVP now. But he's having a career year. First ballot Hall of Famer. Super Bowl winning quarterback. All-time passing yards leader. Throws the worst. What are you doing? So Drew Brees under pressure in overtime. Now remember, overtime, the overtime rules, which I'll get into because I kind of applied to the Patriots game. Patriots-Chiefs. Overtime, each team, you get one possession. So you come down and you kick a field goal. The other team has a chance to come down and get a field goal to tie or to go for a touchdown and win. You get a touchdown on the first drive, you win. If nothing happens, the other team gets the ball. If they get it and they score, they win. It's kind of like a sudden death sort of thing. So if the Saints come down and they do nothing, and you go back to the Rams, if the Rams score, they win. Which is what happened. So, Drew Brees gets the ball. He's under pressure. Throws off his back. And he didn't need to throw the ball. He could have just kind of thrown it away. He didn't really need to do what he did. Throws off his back foot. This lollipop up in the air that gets picked by a defensive back who is laying on the ground. Like, he went up to try to defend the receiver, and he fell down, and he's on his back on the ground, and he catches the... It's like one of the only times I've ever seen a player lying on the ground have the pick just come to them. Like, just land right in their lap. Right to them. Pick. And the Rams get the ball, and the Rams come down and win the game. So, I'm watching this, I'm thinking, first of all, Drew Brees, what do you... Okay, so, bottom line, the Saints still could have won. Even with the bad call, you throw the pick, and you, like, one of the most powerful, prolific offenses in, I don't want to say NFL history, because it's going to start, but one of the best offenses we've seen in a very long time in the NFL. And you do that. Right, because like even with the bad call, you kick the field goal, you play defense, and you don't let them come get the field goal, the tie, and you win. You go to overtime, you don't throw a pick, you come down, you get a touchdown, you win. You get a field goal, you play defense, you win. Like, it's not like the game was over. Because that was a bad pick, but, anyway, so. The pick was, it was a bad call and a bad pick. But the call was so egregious and so unforgivable that the Saints should have won, because 99 times out of 100 they're calling that one, and they would have gone. The Saints would have won. Okay, and that was the one exception, and they lost. So they should have won, but it's not like it was impossible for them to win. Otherwise, but we're gonna do. So it should be the Patriots Saints Super Bowl. It should be Drew Brees and Tom Brady. Instead, we're getting this matchup we've got. So the AFC Championship game, far less controversial than the Rams and the Saints. It was basically the Patriots. They go into obviously Saints and Rams was in New Orleans. Patriots Chiefs was in Kansas City. The Patriots so the Patriots have gone to eight straight AFC Championship games. Do people understand how unbelievable that is? 8 straight years you're going to the championship. So it's like you're the best team in your conference, or either the best team or the second best team, every year for 8 consecutive. Like, nobody's ever done this in the modern. It's unbelievable. It's like people are so used to the Patriots, and people are frustrated with the Patriots, but I mean, you gotta understand. It's a ridiculous thing that's even going on. Unbelievable. But this year is the Patriots' worst year since 2009 in terms of their record. They didn't look good. They looked pretty bad for a lot of, just a handful of games this year. Not their best year. Worst record, 11-5 since 2009, when they were, look it up, when they were 10-6 in 2009. So worst record since 2009. Bad, just bad. They were bad this season. They go to Miami, and they were winning the whole game, and then they start giving up all these points. They can't play defense in the second half, and then the last play they go up to Miami Miracle and lose. Next week they go to Pittsburgh. The offensive line just committed more penalties than I, fill in the blank. I mean, there were more penalties there than some. That offensive line had more penalties in that game than like the whole season. I mean, it was unbelievable in the Steelers game. They choked. The Steelers kept trying to choke, and the Patriots lost, and for a variety of reasons, they lost to bad teams. And as such, they did not have the #1 seed. They did not have home field advantage in the playoffs. But because the Chargers are in the same conference as the Chiefs, same conference, I mean same division, the same conference too, but the same division more specifically, than the Chiefs, and they did not have a better record because of the tiebreakers. they fell like the 5th seed because even though they had a better record than the Patriots, you have to win your division to get a first-round bye to be the 1 or the 2 seed. So the Chiefs got the 1, the Patriots got the 2. So they kind of backed into not playing on wild card weekend there. The Patriots did. So they have the first-round bye. Then the divisional round, the Chargers, I'm still calling them the San Diego Chargers. I don't care. But fine, the LA Chargers, San Diego Chargers. The San Diego Chargers of LA. It's the San Diego Chargers. It's the most ridiculous. That is the most ridiculous move in sports. This is the LA Chargers. Like, this town had no football teams a few years ago. Now they got like 3, or the Oakland, and they're it's ridiculous. It's the San Diego Chargers as far as most people are concerned. They go to New England where it's like 4 degrees, it's freezing, and they're just coming from warm weather. California, they're just freezing. They weren't ready to go. They got blown the heck out. And then the Chiefs beat the Colts. Didn't really look that typical. I watched that game on a plane. I think I was on the plane. I was watching that game, and I was frustrated. I'm sitting there. I'm like, changing the channel, and I'm shutting the little window and opening the windows. I was all flustered. Watching that game, like the headphones, I kept taking them off. I kept putting my headphones in my carry-on bag, and then like, maybe they got a chance. Maybe the Colts got a chance. I took them back out, put them back on, and turn over, take them off. So anyways, Chiefs win, and the Chiefs are hosting the AFC Championship game. So New England has to go to Kansas City. New England has not won a road playoff game, I believe it was, since like 2006. They just weren't good on the road because, usually in situations like that, a team can't win or hasn't won a road playoff game. Well, I guess really in the case of the Patriots, it's because any year they weren't good enough to have a home field advantage. It was because they weren't good enough to be able to go win on the road, and so it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So, Patriots, the Chargers, they really, they go to week 14, 15. They go to the Dolphins. They go to the Steelers. They lose back to back for the first time in December since was it 2000 or 2002 or 4 or 2. I think it was 2002. Whatever the stat is, some crazy stat like that. And then the last 2 weeks, then all of a sudden they flip a switch. The last 2 weeks of the season, they beat like crap teams. It was like the Jets and the Bills or something. I don't even know. It was 2 terrible teams. Again, a lot of alliteration there. And then they go into the playoffs. They get the bye week. They're playing good, but it's against like the Bills and the Jets. Like, that really doesn't even count. And then all of a sudden, the Chargers come into town with the division round. They blow them out of the building. Okay, they blow them out. And then all of a sudden, it's like, whoa, where did this team come? Where did this effort come from? Where did this performance come from? And then the next week they have to go to Kansas City, where they weren't. I think they were like 3-point underdogs or something like that, and rightfully so. They go into Kansas City and they shut out the Kansas City Chiefs in the first half. The Kansas City Chiefs offense is one of the best of all time, and they shut them out in the first half in their building. It's like, holy crap, right? And Patriots were up like 14-0. And Brady throws the pick in the end zone, which like kind of killed that drive, and so it should have been 21-0, but instead it's 14-0 at the half. And then it just turns into a shootout the rest of the game, and so the Chiefs come out. Sorry, I'm looking at my phone. How unprofessional. The Chiefs come out and the Chiefs just start like scoring, like in like minutes. They're just scoring, and it turns into a track meet. Back and forth, back and forth. It gets down to the end of the game. The Patriots, they come down the field, as it seems like they always do. They're down. They need a touchdown. They get the touchdown. Then the Chiefs come down. The Chiefs try to tie it up, which they do. It's tied. It goes to overtime. Patriots win the toss, come down the field, win the game. Now, people are talking about... Now, I agree with all the noise, all the chatter about the Rams and the Saints game, about how you should be able to challenge the call and how that wasn't right. People are saying that Patrick Mahomes, that the Chiefs should have gotten an opportunity to have the ball in overtime, which I think is ridiculous, okay? No, you lost the game, all right? And the reason I say this is there's a few things. One, just play defense. Nobody's stopping you. You can still play defense. It's like people complain about, and I agree that this year, like the highest scoring year in like NFL history, like something ridiculous like that. His teams just aren't playing defense now. The rules are such that it's tough to play defense like it used to be able to do, and it's just not an emphasis for a lot of teams. And the league doesn't care because scoring gets people to watch because it's exciting and it's stupid. But You know, and so you can't, like, overtime. It's not another quarter. It's overtime. It's not a fifth quarter. It's overtime. So it's sudden death. It's like every sport almost. Overtime's a little bit different. It's not like another, like, all I can think of is like baseball is like another inning. But like other than that, you know, like hockey, you got a shootout. Basketball, like it's bad. Yeah, I'm not too read up on how the overtime rules work in basketball, but it's not a fifth quarter. Like, you don't get like another 15 minutes. Guys out there like nailing each other for 75, but you can't do it, right? I mean, I understand like playoffs, you know, big game, you know, players don't really care. They just kind of shrug it off. But like, so okay, so say it's tied at the end of the overtime. So you play another 50, play a 90-minute game. Like, you can't do it's not a fifth quarter. It's overtime. Okay, the rules. It's sudden death. It's shootout. Whatever. Okay. And then the other thing I have to say to the Chiefs: play some friggin' defense. Okay. Like the Patriots, it felt like they had like 40 like 3rd and 10s, and they converted like all of them. Okay. If you suck that bad at defense, you don't deserve to win. Okay. So if the other team gets the ball, do like what the Rams did in overtime, in their overtime game a few hours earlier. Play defense, get a pick, get a stop, do something, okay? And then the other problem is if you want to say, well, both offenses should get the ball, you know, no, because that's just the same problem with like the league not caring about defense and the problem with the lack of defense and the fact that it's all just about the offense. Now you're saying, well, no, both teams should get the ball. No, just play defense, because then that's saying it's only about both offenses should get the ball. No. An offense gets the ball and your defense is on the field, and just get a stop. And if it's in overtime and you still can't get a stop, you didn't deserve to win. It's not complicated. And if they only kick if you play defense and you hold them to a field goal, you do get an opportunity with the ball, and you go out and get a field goal and score, or get a touchdown and win. Or do nothing and you lose because you suck. Like, it's not, I don't see what's so complicated about it. Just play defense. The Chiefs had like 5 or 6, it felt like, opportunities to win that game, and they didn't do it. They didn't deserve to win. But at least there's no like bizarre calls or whatever. I mean, the Saints got robbed, the Chiefs just lost. So, what are you going to do? So anyways, that brings us to the Super Bowl. The LA Rams, which I still want to call the St. Louis Rams, and the New England Patriots. So here it is. It's a Super Bowl. I wish it was Saints Patriots. Would have been more exciting to get like 2 Hall of Famers going at it. Instead, we got this team. I'm going to give you my pick right off the bat because I've been going for 23 minutes with this. I have the Patriots winning this game. I know they're favored. I picked them to lose in the conference. I thought the Chiefs were going to blow them out of the building. I really did. But, you know, in Vegas did the odds. Everybody thought the Chiefs were going to win, and they didn't. So, what are you going to do? So, anyways, I have the Patriots winning this game. A few reasons. Number one, this team is a team of destiny. Like, I thought they sucked the whole year. No. This team is playing like crazy. Like, this team is... They bought in. You know, everybody's saying they sucked. Everybody's saying they're going to lose, which I think is kind of overrated. You don't think they said they sucked. They said they're not as good this year. But there's a lot of people chirping at them. A lot of hate for the Patriots. So they're using that. They're you know, they've bought in. Everybody's saying that no, they don't have it this year. They suck. They stink. They're too old. They're too slow. You know, and they're feeding into that. They're saying, "Oh yeah, you think we okay? We're gonna win." They're feeding off that energy, which is good because that's what that team needed. And they've been blowing doors for like 4 or 5 weeks now. So, if you look back at NFL history, some of the best, not just best teams, no, because best teams is too broad. The best Super Bowl winning teams, not just any best team. No, like because there's teams that they were good in the regular season, which is golf clap. Okay, no. Teams that won a Super Bowl, the best Super Bowl winning teams, some of the best Super Bowl winning teams in NFL history were teams that they sucked a little bit in the regular. There was adversity, like teams that are like high flying and nobody can touch them the whole year. Those are teams that go to the Super Bowl and lose. Okay, those are the teams because they get knocked in the mouth and they lose. Okay, teams that never encountered any adversity that don't really know how to respond to it, go to the Super Bowl when another team who's just as good as you out of the other conference, who had 2 weeks to prepare for you, goes and knocks you in the mouth, and you have to deal with adversity, and you can't handle it because you don't have experience with it. Those teams choke. Okay, so if you go back, just go back, okay, so last year didn't really count. The year before that, the Falcons, high-flying, highfalutin, what were they, 14-2, 15-1, whatever they were, 13, I don't forget what the record was. That offense, Julio Jones, they're unbelievable. They're like the Chiefs this year, just a few years ago, right? 2 years, 3 years, whatever it was. 2 years, I guess. And they go to the Super Bowl. They got up 28-3. They're feeling good. All of a sudden, the Patriots start bailing away, and they were tired. They didn't know what to do. They lose. The year before that, the very last year before that one, the Carolina Panthers 15-1 or 14. They were either 14-2 or 15-1. I think they were 15-1. Go into the Super Bowl. Von Miller and the Denver Broncos defense pantsed that Cam Newton Panthers team. Cam Newton just quit during that game. Okay, soft. 2007 Patriots 16-0 in the regular season. They win the divisional round. They win the conference championship. Go to the Super Bowl against the Giants. The Giants, on the other hand, sucked for a lot of the year. They started playing well at the end of the year. They play the Patriots the last week of the year. Close loss. They think, hey, you know what? If we just do a few things, we can beat this team, right? That team overcame adversity, right? They bought in. They knew what they had to do. They were, they were tough, right? They overcame an obstacle, a challenge. They go to the Super Bowl, and it was a really close game, but they beat the Patriots. One of the most shocking losses in sports history. And you could go on and on and on through sports and come up with examples of that. This Rams team, Jared Goff, he's not a rookie. He was a rookie 2 years ago. Well, it's still kind of a rookie. The youngest head coach in NFL history, and a young, somewhat rookie quarterback. Then you have the I think he's the winningest coach, really the best coach in NFL history. The winningest coach, Super Bowl wins, whatever. Best coach in NFL history, Bill Belichick. And the best, I think, the greatest of all time, the best quarterback of all time, Tom Brady. Going up against the youngest coach of all time and a 20-whatever-year-old quarterback who's never really won anything. Okay? Tell me who, in a team that's had no adversity the whole year, they kind of sucked a little bit, down the stretch, but that was, they really they had it really locked up at that point. High-flying, high-powered Rams team, talk of the town the whole year. And on the other hand, you have a Patriots team. They were bad. They had to fight back and get back into it and go from the wild card round to having a bye week and from losing 2 in a row to winning the last 2 and winning on the road and winning at home and winning in the cold and in the heat. Tell me who you think's the tougher team. Okay, not the more talented. No, the tougher team. It's the Patriots. All right. As much as I know we're all sick of the Patriots. All right, but if you are a fan of football and you follow the league, you know what's coming. All right. This Rams team is soft. Okay, and the reason I say is 1, because they're soft. 2, because they're from LA and just LA's soft. Bunch of divas. I'm sorry, they are. No, I'm not. They're soft. Then you've got Sean McVay. You got Daddy McVay, okay, whispering the plays to Jared Goff, right until the clock, right until they got to snap the ball, right? Because the league cuts off the microphone at 15 seconds on the play call. He's like, okay, they're going to come over here. You're going to watch the cornerbacks are going to come over here. They're going to do a zone. They're going to do, he's not so they cut that off. So you know what the Bill Belichick's going to do? What the Patriots going to do? You know what? They're going to give them a look, and at 15 seconds they're going to change the look. Screw it all up, screw up the timing, jam guys at the line. The same thing they did against the same thing they did the last time they faced the Rams in the Super Bowl 17 years ago. The greatest show on turf. Back when the Patriots, 2001, back when the Patriots did, they sucked. They hadn't won anything to that point. They go up against Kurt Warner. They're 14-point underdogs, and they knocked the snot out of that team. They didn't blow them out, but 14-point underdogs and you win. Come down the field at the end of the game, kick the winning field goal. That's it. I mean, that's kind of what this game is. It's an underdog who's really not an underdog, but just because of the resume on that team. But you'll look at that and you say, okay, we've got basically the same thing with this high-flying Rams team who, really not a ton of adversity the whole year, and they're coming in against this hard-nosed, gritty, veteran, salty experience. Like the Patriots, I think I saw the stat on ESPN. It's like they've got like 35 players with Super Bowl experience on the roster out of 53, 35 out of 53, over 3/5 of the roster has Super Bowl experience. I think the Rams roster, it's like two guys in the whole organization have Super Bowl experience. Come on, all right. So this is what's gonna happen. Patriots are gonna go out there. They're gonna jam guys at the line. They're gonna get pressure on Goff, get him off his spot. And they're going to dink and dunk and and the Patriots are going to dink and dunk on offense, do what they have to do to put up more points than the Rams are going to win the game. That's what I think. So this is my pick. That's what I think about this game. Half an hour I've been blabbering. Man, well, I guess that's got to be the grand finale because this is it. This is it for the 2018 season. So that's gonna do it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you enjoyed following along this season. I know I have. I know I love football probably too much, to be honest with you. But this is it. This is the end of the road. So again, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this football season. I sure enjoyed making these videos. So thank you for watching and everything like that. If you'd like to help support my channel, I got Patreon, Super Chat, Gawkbox. You can donate for free. Links to this stuff should be in the description. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. I definitely appreciate that. And other than that, it's been real, and the Super Bowl will be a ton of fun to watch, and I thank you for watching, and thank you for watching all these videos, all this season, all my videos, anybody. So all of you for being here, and other than that, until next time, until next season. Well, not until next, I'll do videos before then, just not picking football games, or talking about them. Other than that, until next time, that's going to do for this one, guys. Thanks for watching.